You know I have to do it. Jerry, Jerry, Jerry. I hope I've managed to pin your image now on this recording. I have tried everything. The audience have been giving me tips and tricks like do this, do that. And every week I try to get rid of my black screen and to put your screen as the only one up there. And it doesn't work every week. So I'm sorry about that. How are you, Jerry?
I'm good, Liz. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you, my love. Anything going on in your world?
Oh, you haven't got long enough, sweetie. I'm just manic. I was working extremely hard yesterday, doing some removal stuff and clearing a yard out, which these hands weren't built for that kind of work. These hands are built for cards, you know? Anyway, I did all that yesterday with the great help of my friend Eugene. So shout out to Eugene. And what else? It's just been manic busy, really. You know, I'm trying to catch up again with readings. I'm going to do a night shift tomorrow night to get in as many people that are booked up for a reading. So I'll be sending out emails later on tonight to see if anyone's available. I've got a few cancellations, so which is, you know, and I brought in a few extra bookings as well. So it's all good. I'm not complaining. I think the last time we were online, I met up with the Met Hall gang. Shout out to the owner and all the others. Marissa, Tracy, Richard, Andy. Anne wasn't there. Alison was here today asking after you as well. So,
oh, was she? Sarah. What about Acid? Is that who you just said? Acid?
Alison.
Oh, Allison! I love Allison. I missed her. She left to be a police officer. The last I heard, is she still in the job?
She's in the job, but she's moved departments. She's doing top secret stuff.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
What about Jeff? I always in Martin. I miss Jeff and Martin, and you know the old gang.
Oh God, Martin. You can't say, but yeah. Oh yeah, Martin. It was his birthday the other day, Martin.
I know. I wished him happy birthday on Facebook.
I was a day late, I'm afraid. God, I'm useless at it on there. I just, you know, but yeah, it was his birthday the other day. So feeling moist as ever.
Oh my God,
that's his favourite word. Bless him. But yeah, they're all good. I'm still in contact with a good few of them. So it's like I say, I miss the people, but not the job because I'm so busy doing this. So busy getting my kennels up and running as well. So it's all work.
No, you and I, we never had a dose of workitis. That's for sure. We were always hard workers.
Yeah. God, we were. There was good days, weren't they?
Yeah, they were the good old days. So, who's going to win the election, Jerry?
Whoa, well.
No pressure.
Anyway, that's for sure. Let's see, will we? So we know now Mr. Trump is Gemini, King of Swords, controlling type of figure, Kel Surprise. Mr. Biden is the Scorpio, which is the King of Cups, and all about love, relationship, and emotional matters, as we know. And then we've got Melania, is it? She's the Taurian, so she's Queen of Pentacles, perfectionist. Just look at her. I mean, she's like, you know, not a stitch out of place. And then you've got Jill Biden, who is the Gemini, so another controlling figure as well. So she probably controls the strings with Joe to tell him what to do and where to go and what to eat, sleep, drink, whatever. So let's do a shuffle and see what we get today. I was thinking that, Liz, what we do is 1 week with your listeners. If they've got any questions for us, and we can answer them the next week, maybe. What do you think of that?
Yeah, we can do a live show.
Well, no, they ask the questions like between now and next week, and then we can go online and see what they are and answer them as best we can.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, can you do a reading where you just pull one card or two cards or?
I do minimum of, I think it's about, I'll tell you now exactly. I have a specialized reading where if I've done an entire reading and there's like still questions that they're not sure about, they have a particular question they ask. I do I think it's a 15 card reading, which is quite good, you know? So we could do that as well.
Okay. All right, love. All right.
All right, love. Love the way you say that. All right, love.
Oh my God. It's the other half of Radio America coming down the London Met airwaves. Here she goes.
Here she goes. You always used to
Those
hear
officers,
this?
though, they,
Huh?
those officers, they knew that they couldn't mess around with me on the radio, though.
No. As I always say, you hear Liz before you see her. Amelia's still working, bless her.
Oh.
Love Amelia. She's such a sweetheart.
She is, poor bugger. When she used to drag her cartons of milk down the lane.
Every time I see her go, you going on holiday? Because she pull a long case. Oh, really, Jerry? She's unreal, bless her. It's the people you miss, though. Do you know what I mean?
It is.
And I had such a great team as well.
Yes, thank you. I was on your team.
Oh no, yeah, back in the day. But my team I left recently, back in December. I had Manny and I had Fiona and Sarah and Mary, and they were such a great bunch. And Marissa, but that was the reason I stayed on as long as I did. It was the people, not the actual job.
Exactly.
Right. So let's see what we get today.
All right.
Interesting. What an interesting combination to read for. You ready?
Ready when you are, Jerry. Take it away.
Well, one of them is a magician. They've got the tools available to them. They just need to apply them. So which one are we talking about? Well, there'll be celebrations around this person, because one of them's feeling rather restless. This one's sticking out. And the world is their oyster and travel there for them. So this is obviously going to be the winner, I'd say. Oh! King of Cups. Joe Biden.
You're kidding.
Well, that's what's coming up.
I'm surprised by that.
Listen, I'm only picking them. Don't shoot the messenger.
No. There's nothing I can do either way.
No.
It's surprising.
But he carries the burden. He's got, well, oddly enough, studying, training and courses as well. He's got to learn the role really to do it, hasn't he? Got a lot to learn. And he's got the Earth Mother guiding, protecting, looking after him. I'd say that'd probably be Jill, really. Queen of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, female. So she's emotional.
Well, Pisces female is Melania.
I thought you said she was Taurus.
Oh, I'm sorry. She is. Forgive me. She is a Taurus.
Well, it's an emotional female around him, but there is happiness for them. So that would, that alone, I don't know what Jill is like, but would you know if she's an emotional female?
I would say she's quite emotional, but she's very driven.
But there is happiness there for her. She's behind Joe 100%. Interesting, isn't it? Interesting when he comes out as the King of Swords, what comes out for him. There's ambition here. He's not prepared to just give it in just yet. And there's more work, new beginnings around money, work and business for him. I think he's got his work cut out for sure. So Taurus, that's Melania, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, So, being stabbed in the back. I don't think she suffers backache that I'm aware of. Right, so the King of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So that's going to be a perfectionist around her. So do you reckon Trump is a perfectionist in his work?
Let's ask him. Is he a perfectionist in his work? No. No, he isn't. He's more of those fearless, and the reason I say that is because the people at the top, they all have a lot of similarities in common, and one of them is no fear, very little empathy, not always a perfectionist, but very driven, and they learn as they go along, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's out and out King of Swords all over Trump.
Okay.
You know, the controlling aspect of it all. Well, is Biden a perfectionist in his work? I wouldn't have thought so. Not from what I've seen on TV, anyway. I mean, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of either. You know, someone's got to do the job and try and get the country back up a bit. You know, because from what I can work out, it's struggling quite a bit. But we're in no better state over here either with the clowns we have running this country. You know,
but it doesn't matter which clown is elected at this point, does it? I mean,
well, it does.
Bad all the way around.
I tend, you know, people go, oh, I'm not voting, I don't like them. Like, well, that's a waste of a vote. Do you know what I mean? And then don't complain about the state of the economy and the country and everything if you're not going to do your voting, you know?
Yeah, I did a mind probe on Starmer last week, actually. It was interesting. It was just, you know, it was interesting. Not going to solve the migrant issue, was still going to push the energy agenda. You know, Tories lose the election.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of a few things. The thing is, you've got the Tories and doing their thing, and then you've got Sadiq Khan, the Lord Mayor of London. It's just crazy. It really is. But that's my own personal views. Right, they need to hold on to their money. This person, this King of Pentacles, it's either a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn male, or it's a perfectionist in his work. And they're in limbo because they're waiting for something better to come along. We're now moving on to Mr. Trump.
Well, I'm wondering if the top line that you had with Biden is the present situation. And now
we're talking about the first 10 cards.
Yeah.
That's the present situation, isn't it?
It is.
Then on to him. See, I think that the King of Pentacles is Biden trying to sort of do things correctly, cross the T's, dot the I's, that kind of scenario. We're definitely moving over to Trump now, who is the King of Swords, Gemini, and he's a controlling person. There's a money reward card for him. Not that he deserves it, I don't think, after recent press. He's at a crossroads and he's got decisions to make. And this is all about the money, work, and business aspect of what's going on. The Wheel of Fortune, money coming in and positive changes ahead for him. This is the Strength card. It's Leo's second card, but it's the strength to give him strength to take control of the situation that's ahead of him. Bearing the fruits of his labour, a money reward card. Female in spirit, who's guiding, protecting and looking after him. There's plenty of battles and arguments around him. And this is Gemini's second card, the Lovers. And no doubt he's probably had a string of those. Nudge, wink, wink, and all that stuff. There's he working hard. What's this one coming up? Right, so we've now got Jill Biden coming up here as the Queen of Swords. Nothing spectacular there for Donald at all, which is a shame. There's a female in spirit, guiding, protecting, looking after him. A few pentacles, changes coming in definitely, but he's at a crossroads. He's got decisions to make. Interesting, that one. It's hoping for a bit more scandal to report. Right, so new beginnings for Jill. This is her partnership with Joe. Who's Scorpio?
Biden.
Of course, yeah. Well, that's him now. We're back on Joe again. It's all about Joe at the mo. Joe at the mo.
Joe Schmo.
And also going through a period of confusion. So has he been diagnosed with any conditions, do we know?
Well, they're not publicly saying.
No. So we have the Knight of Swords here, which is a younger person, but dark-haired, Libra, and possibly male or female, that is around him that he needs to be weary of.
That could be his son. Okay, his son causes a lot of problems. So hold that just 1 second. Let me look him up, the star sign. Aquarius.
I was looking for a Libra. Is he dark-haired, do you know?
He is.
Well, it's a dark-haired person or a Libran, and it is a younger person. But would you, if I said to him that he's feeling a bit left out in the cold, would that resonate with what's going on with him?
I don't know, to be honest.
Okay. He's got issues though, has he?
Major.
Okay. Well, there's a wish card for him. We wish him well. Send him away with love. Oh, but Joe's nobody's fool. I say that sparingly. But there are positive changes ahead here for him. He's got the angels guiding, protecting, looking after him. However, there are reoccurring problems coming up around him, though, you know? This is still on Joe. So we've got the Chariot here. So if there's a Cancerian possibly around him, it's Cancer's second card, but it's also either change of direction or a new vehicle for him. I have the King of Rods. So out of the two, who would you say is the fiery one?
Out of the two?
Yeah, would you say Joe's more fierier than Donald or the other way around?
No, definitely not. Trump is fiery.
Okay, let's go with Trump. This is his motions. There is an offering in the pipeline for him, for old Donald. But he has got good news coming through within the next 8 weeks. Best card in the pack, positive outcomes and happiness for him. Okay. Is there a date for the elections there?
Yes, it's November 6th, right. I believe.
Oh, we've got way ages away.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this is acknowledging his heartache. And I think deep down, although it's Capricorn's second card, he could be a bit of a worrier as well, which could lead to sort of depression or signs of depression. His money will balance. So his worry is about the money aspect of what's going on around.
He was just fined like $300 million, and then he had to post bail of another. It was really incredible, the amount.
Well, okay. He's walking away from a situation here. But he has got a major decision to make, and it's all about money, work, and business. The Queen of Justice, very apt. Her word is her sword, her scales are balanced for a fair outcome in his favour.
Okay, so Yeah, these are the court cases. So do you say that that is possibly looking favorable for him with the court cases?
Well, as I always say, the Queen of Justice, her word is a sword, a scales are about for a fair outcome in his favour. It might not be what people want, but you know, he's a bit like Tefal, doesn't stick. Do you know what I mean? But he does feel trapped though, and there's people he's trusted that he shouldn't really trust, and he knows he shouldn't trust them. He does need to be mindful of his health and watch it a bit more though, a bit more me time. You know, I think all of this, you know, it could have a knock-on effect on his health. But he has got choices and decisions to make. Because there's a situation here that's going to turn his world upside down. Tower. Oh, it's called the Tower, but I always call it the Tower of Terror from being at Florida, at Disney.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because when you go on that ride, it's like, ah! Love it. Often one of my favorite rides there. It really is. So we've got the communicator here now coming through with good news for him, despite the fact that he's just had some terrifying news. That's going to come through as good news because his hands are tied in a situation. There's financial security around him and obviously security in his relationship. And he has been through a rocky period, but he's moving on to calmer waters. Do you like that? Ooh. Come on. Aries second card, but it's also the Earth Father guiding, protecting, and looking after him. Ace of Swords. He is the King of Swords. This is victory after a struggle, cutting ties, new beginnings. If he gets back in again, he's going to cut an awful lot of people out once he realizes, oh, okay. So deceit and deception should be his middle names, I think. But if we get cups, let's see where we're going to go with this one. Going to go with here. Okay. So deceit, deception. And we've got cups afterwards.
What does that mean?
Usually with that, it's an affair within the relationship.
I don't think that that's probably anything new for them.
Probably not, but hey, I don't want to end up in court over slander.
Right.
Don't get tarot reading, people. And there's victory here for him. He'll always come out on top no matter what happens. And there's news of a baby in the family circle and also good news coming in for him. Because the Hermit is the light at the end of the tunnel. So possibly a relationship here, or that is a relationship card, or things being sorted out within his relationship. But he stands his ground and overcomes his obstacles. Okay, so we have got Melania coming through now. A lot of cards there on him. And Melania. More work coming her way. She's going to hear from someone from her past. It's a joke to say it's normally for us normal folk, it would be balancing our money or work-life balance. But with her, it's just balancing her social affairs and stuff like that. You know what I mean? She ain't got no worry issues like we do, you know? Here in the real world, death card. So she's coming to the end of her current life cycle and there's positive changes ahead here for her. And all her stuff is, her bad negative stuff is behind her. She needs to not look back, but only look forward. Positive changes coming in. I'm going to go for that one. Okay, so it looks like she's moving home.
Uh-oh. I wonder if she's moving back into the White House.
She needs to be on her guard, though. There's news of a baby in the family circle. Small problems, but nothing major that she can't handle. She can be quite fiery as well. Yep. And the last but not least, Aquarius, the second card, but also wishes, hopes, and dreams coming true for Melania. That's it.
I don't know what to make of all this. It's very complicated.
Very. Let's do a quick 15 on the King of Swords, on Don. I was going to call him Donald Trump first. I do apologise. Slip of the tongue. Jesus. And we'll be celebrating Paddy's Day soon, Lizzie.
Oh, yeah. It's a big holiday over here. It's a big holiday here. Have you been over here for St. Patrick's Day?
Many years ago, I went to New York and went to St. Patrick's parade up there, and it was fantastic. And I loved it. I loved every minute of it. But then back then, I didn't know all the relatives I had at the time, which was a shame, you know. But they're all over the place. They really are. But yeah, I haven't been over for Paddy's Day for a long time. Always because I was working, weren't I?
Yeah, well, you know, it's hard to get time off in the job. You'd have to book time off like 6 months, 12 months in advance. It was terrible. And even then, they could cancel it.
Yeah, but come April, you then have to do next year's roster and when you want time off. Hold on, you know, I'm only a reader. I'm not clairvoyant. I can't see when so-and-so is going to get married and this one's going to have a baby and this is going on. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I know. We used to have to book.
You should be able to get the time off when you need it.
Well, we used to have to book.
Who do you want to... Hey?
We used to have to book
your bad grammar.
Dance. It was rough.
Pardonnez-moi, mademoiselle, I cannot hear you.
Ah, you can't hear me? You can hear me now. I said, yeah, we used to have to book in 6 months, you know, at minimum 6 months notice. While you're doing your shuffling, you know what? I remember this call. It was so funny because I knew we were going to talk today. And I thought, you know, I remember this, it was Christmas. And, you know, the Christmas calls were always strange. Lots of dead bodies on Christmas Day.
Or domestics after the Queen's speech.
Yeah, that's right.
As soon as the speech was finished, bang, the calls would go up. She burnt the turkey. He bought me a present and it ain't what I saw. It was wrapped up and that's for his bleeding girlfriend.
Right. Yeah. As soon as the Queen's speech was finished, that was it. But you know, this one night, it was late, it was quiet. Never say the Q word, but it was. And we got this call, and this woman, I don't know if she was drunk or what, she was just laughing. Ha! And I said, what's so funny? You're calling the police station. What is so funny? Well, you know, my elderly father came over for you know, Christmas dinner, and he sat here, and you know, he suffers with Alzheimer's, but he left here 3 hours ago. He only lives a mile down the road, and he's not answering his phone. Can you go around and check on him? Because we've driven by and his car's not on the drive. And I said, wait a minute. He's got Alzheimer's.
You let him drive home?
Yeah, he lives a mile down the road and you let him drive home at night, and he's like elderly.
And it was 3 hours ago.
Yeah, and this 3 hours ago. Oh, she was laughing. I said, this is not funny. This really does, you know, this isn't funny. And so of course I do a miss per report and all that. Missing persons, miss per in the job. And as she's on the phone, you know how you do the whole vehicle thing where you can do like a nationwide thing, and he had gotten on the wrong way.
Oh God, yeah.
You remember him? He'd gone down the M1.
That's right, the wrong direction.
And he went the wrong direction, and he plowed in headfirst 3 cars and killed 2 families. And this woman was laughing down the phone. And I'm already in possession of this information. This bloke is dead. You know, the families that he's killed, she's laughing down the phone, thinking it's hysterical that her dad hasn't come home. He's got Alzheimer's. He hasn't made it home in the drive. And I'm looking at all this, you know, carnage on the screen, and I can't tell her what's happening.
No, of course you can't.
You know, and so I was
you
like,
to though wipe the smirk off her face.
Yeah, really. You know, some of the calls that we got, oh my God, you would just like
make your hair curl.
They would. And I'll never forget that call. You know, you always have a few calls that you will never forget. And that was one of them for sure.
I remember my very first one at the yard. I think I've already discussed it.
You told us about that, but we had
I think the worst one I had was when one of the girls was taking a call, and I always used to have a go at her because she'd shout at the callers going, I can't help you if you keep shouting. Well, you know, this is what you're here for, and you're shouting just back as bad. So, you know, anyway, I picked up the headset, tuned in straight away. And it was a young girl, and she'd just come home from school and found her dad hanging from a staircase.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And this operator was going, you know, calm down. I need to be able to understand what you're saying. And I've just shouted it, and I went straight away, shouted the girl's name, and I went, she's come home and she's found her dad hanging. What part of that did you not understand? And straight away she went to pieces, and I literally just took over the call and passed it off. Yeah. And you know, I'll never forget that call. And I used to say to this girl time and time and time again, you know, just let them get it off their chest, and once they've done it, they'll calm down, and then they'll give you the information you need. But you shouting at them isn't helping the matters, and that proved my point.
No. Well, they used to sit there screaming down the line. And then they would say, where are the sirens? Well, that's when they would calm down. Where are the sirens? I don't hear the sirens. Where are they? And you're like, okay, now you're calm and you're listening for the sirens. I need to know where you are.
Yeah, that would be a really good help.
Yeah, I can't send anybody to you until you tell me exactly where you are.
Precisely.
Yeah,
the good old days.
You certainly learn a lot in that job, though, don't you?
Oh, it's definitely an eye-opener. And I always say it's horses for courses. There are some people born to do that job.
Yeah.
And there are other people that should literally just go U-turn back out that door, because they ain't ever in a million years going to be a decent CAD operator. It is such a pressurizing, demanding job. And if you've got the right support behind you, i.e. a good line manager and a good duty officer, it'll be great for you. And that's what I had, and that's how I lasted as long as I did, really. You know.
Are we ready?
Well, yeah. So I'm going to do a spread of 15. Are we going to do Donald, are we?
Yeah, let's do Donald.
Right. I'm just going to go through the pack. Bear with. Testing. And okay. Wow. Okay, so the first card I have is the Four of Pentacles. So it's holding on to his money. Right? As we know, money, the Pentacles is all about money, work, and business. This is going to take a toll on his health. Okay. Yeah? I have the Ace of Cups, which is news either of a new relationship or a baby in the family circle. But I also have the Swords in the back. So it's either he's got backache or someone is stabbing him in the back. Then we have the devil. And the devil is depression. And he's got the angels guiding, protecting, looking after him. Because he's in limbo. He's waiting for something better still to come along. Bearing the fruits of his labour, a money reward card. His wishes, hopes and dreams will come true. But it will have an effect on his emotions. The Queen of Cups. So there's a female around him. And look, him. Now, we said Melania is the Taurus, which is the Queen of Pentacles. But I've got the Queen of Cups coming up here. So whether it's the case that Melania is actually quite emotional as well, or there's somebody else coming in. But someone is feeling left out of the cold, and that is the Pentacles. Oh, let me see, Melania. Interesting. And it's going to turn their world upside down.
Uh-oh. So this is the affair.
Yeah. And this is the Death card. So it will be the end of their relationship, I would say. I know death doesn't necessarily mean death, and one door closes, another one opens, but that is on that line there. The Queen of Cups, him, her being left out in the cold, the Tower, disaster, and endings. How was that?
Oh my goodness.
Want to do Jojo? Jojo and Jill. I don't know why I said that. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. 14, 15. Interesting. So the first card we have is the Magician here. Works wonders. He's walking away from a situation. We have the Ace of Rods, which is new beginnings for him. But we do, however, have the Sun card, which is the best card in the pack, positive outcomes and happiness for him, Joe, because he is the King of Cups. Move over, folks. So I have the page, the communicator here, the page of rods. There are good news coming in for him. But this is the Queen of Pentacles. Now, although Jill is Gemini, and we know we said Melania was obviously the Taurian, but this will probably, Jill will be the perfectionist in her work with him, because it's Jill and Joe's here. Small problems, but nothing that she can't cope with. Wheel of Fortune, positive changes ahead of money coming in, and she's nobody's fool. Positive changes coming in for sure. And we said earlier on that this might be the Aquarian, the Sun, causing them small problems. But this will give them the strength to take control of the situation, because they do have good news coming through within the next 8 weeks. And they have major decisions to make as well. But there are times they do feel trapped in their current situation. How was that?
So it's looking very positive for them and not so
Definitely
positive for Trump.
But that's at the moment, and things, you know, things could change. Who knows?
So it's at present.
Yeah, because it's the 15 is what's going on around us now. So there you have it, Liz.
All right. Well, thank you very much for being here. Again, if anybody wants to book a tarot reading with Gerry, get in. I know your queue is long at the moment, right? I know that.
Yeah, well, as I said, I'm doing a night shift tomorrow night to see if I can catch up on a few more in, and then sending out a few emails this evening to a few people that are on the list. But I'm getting there. I'm sort of working, work, but you have to. There's no one else to do it. I love it. You know I do. And it just it's so nice to speak to such wonderful people. They think the world of you as well, Liz. It's so nice to hear what they have to say about you. I'm not telling you because I know your head is big enough as it is.
Oh,
but you are wonderful. But they do. They speak very highly of you, and they enjoy what we've been doing, which is really nice. Had you said to me this time last year, "Oh, you'll be doing this," I go, "Get away, too busy." I had my other plan to do my other venture, and that's on the back burner now because this is taking up so much time, and this is what I love doing. So I will say to the people out there, namaste. Thank you for allowing me to.
We've lost you.